Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew Matthew here, back again with another video. So, this video was supposed to be uploaded last year, but I've been so busy catching up with work that it totally slipped my mind. I've been using the Lenovo P2 as my daily driver for a few months now, and it's been working really well, for me at least. So I thought, hey, I'll do a review about this phone to tell you my experience using it for these past few months. Just so we're clear, I'm not sponsored and I have been using this phone for a few months now, so the honeymoon phase is over. So let's not waste any time. Let's start. The P2 specs and performance are really good. It's got a 5.5-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display, which is great. All signs of a battery saver, but I even find that it performs better than my Note 4 did. 4 gigs of RAM does it justice, while the Snapdragon 625 SoC does wonders for battery life and for day-to-day performance. What I'm trying to get across is that this isn't one of those built to lag phones. This is a legit flagship level day-to-day performer. I play Final Fantasy Brave Exvius a lot, and there are instances in that game that would make the Note 4 stutter, but it's smooth sailing on the P2. I'm not sure why, but I'm attributing this to the P2's updated hardware and the optimizations that come with it. I've had some minor hiccups. There are times when it's unresponsive when I unlock it from a long standby. I've also encountered a few problems with the Facebook app. I've had random long presses on Facebook, but I haven't had any recently, so it could have been fixed in a software update. Also, to react to status updates, I'd have to set my tap and hold delay to medium. Some notable features on the P2 is the ability to have 2 versions of a single app on the phone. It's a really useful thing to have. For some people, having 2 WhatsApp accounts on the same phone can be heaven sent. Also, the standard dual app multitasking that comes with Nougat is also present here, and I have to say I love it because I can finally stop fully relying on Samsung for basic multitasking features. The fingerprint scanner works really well in my day-to-day use. It won't work if you've got wet fingers though. Other than that, make sure to set it up properly. But so far, it almost always manages to recognize my fingerprint instantly. Another thing I really love about the phone is that it doesn't heat up as much as most of the phones I've used before. My previous Note was a fire hazard with the way it overheated after a long session of gaming. The camera is okay. It's usable for social media, and with the right filters and editing, pictures in daylight will look great. But I wouldn't recommend any low-light photography. The native camera app's processing is bad. Most people using this phone recommend downloading Open Camera if you're looking for that boost in quality. So, if camera is a priority, you probably won't find what you're looking for here. Now, finally, the battery life is beyond doubt amazing. I was using a Nokia 3310 in my teens, and this rivals that. On a day-to-day basis, I have more than 60% of battery after work. When I'm having a light phone day at work, I've managed an 80% battery life. I never have to worry about my battery while traveling. I've often had 8 to 10 hours screen on time. I've been losing track of where I put my charger because I feel that I barely use it. The culmination of a huge 5100 mAh battery, extremely power-saving Snapdragon 625, and Super AMOLED 1080p makes all of the quirks I've mentioned up to this point irrelevant because the P2's battery life delivers. So would I recommend the phone? If you're not looking for a camera-centric phone and waterproofing isn't a big deal for you, yes. I mean, look, I understand the appeal of Samsung flagships. I love the features and designs newer phones provide, but I'm tired of using phones that barely last me a day. Until other Android phones start improving their battery life, I'm sticking to this phone as my daily driver. So that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, consider liking and subscribing. Peace.